The Galactic Military Academy's Survival Tactics course was legendary for breaking even the most accomplished cadets. Instructor Vex Thor, a towering Krillian with 4 arms and centuries of combat experience, stood before the assembled class of 200 students from across known space. "You have entered the simulation chamber," the instructor's voice boomed through the vast training hall. "Scenario: you are stranded on a hostile world. Predators approach. You have no technology, no tools, no weapons. You have 15 minutes to craft something that can save your life." The chamber's walls shimmered, transforming into a dense alien jungle. Bioluminescent plants cast eerie shadows while distant roars echoed through the canopy. The cadets scattered immediately, searching desperately for materials. The Thoraxian students, with their crystalline exoskeletons, began secreting hardening resins to form blade-like structures, a process that would take hours. The Velusian delegates frantically wove their natural silk into nets, their 6 fingers moving in practice patterns passed down through generations. The Draken representatives, proud and methodical, started grinding rocks together to create primitive axes, just as their warrior ancestors had done millennia ago. Marcus Rivera, the only human in the class, stood motionless near the simulation's starting point. His classmates had long since dismissed him as another soft-skinned species that had stumbled into space through luck rather than merit. Humans had only joined the Galactic Coalition 30 years ago, and their military contributions were considered quaint. He surveyed his surroundings with sharp eyes, while others searched the jungle floor for stones, vines, and branches. His attention fixed on something mundane. The plastic observation chairs scattered around the chamber's edge, relics from before the simulation activated. Without hesitation, Marcus walked to the nearest chair. He gripped one of its legs, tested its stability, then stomped hard on the seat. The leg snapped free with a satisfying crack. He examined the broken end, jagged, sharp, roughly 4 feet long. "Done," he announced, walking back to the center. Instructor Vex Thor's thermal pits narrowed in confusion. "Cadet Rivera, the exercise has only just begun. You cannot possibly—" "I have my weapon, sir." Marcus held up the chair leg. "It's a spear." The simulation chamber fell silent. 200 pairs of alien eyes turned toward the human. A Velusian cadet's mandibles clicked in what might have been laughter. "That is not a weapon," Vex Thor said slowly, as if explaining to a child. "That is debris. That is refuse. The Thoraxians are crafting molecular bonded blades. The Drakens are creating balanced axes. The Velusians are engineering capture nets with mathematical precision. You have broken furniture." Marcus shrugged. "Respectfully, sir, a weapon doesn't need to be complicated. It needs to work. This has reach, weight, and a sharp point. If something tries to eat me, I can stab it. If it gets too close, I can use it as a club. If I need to keep distance, I can throw it. It's versatile, immediate, and effective. But it is crude, primitive. There is no craftsmanship, no technique, no—" "Sir, I demonstrate?" Vex Thor gestured toward a training dummy at the far end of the chamber. The dummy activated, its sensors glowing red as it charged forward with predatory speed. Marcus planted his feet, held the makeshift spear low, and waited. His classmates watched in fascination as the human remained perfectly still, muscles coiled. At the last possible moment, he sidestepped and drove the jagged chair leg upward into the dummy's sensor core. Sparks flew. The dummy collapsed, deactivated. Total elapsed time, 3 seconds. The silence stretched. Then Instructor Vex Thor's mandibles spread in what his species called smile. "Explain your thinking, Cadet Rivera." "My species spent hundreds of thousands of years as persistence hunters, sir. We didn't have claws, venom, or armor. We had creativity and adaptability. We learned that survival isn't about having the best weapon. It's about having any weapon when you need it. A rock becomes a hammer. A stick becomes a spear. A chair leg becomes the difference between living and dying." Vex Thor studied the human for a long moment, then addressed the entire class. "Observe this lesson carefully. While you crafted perfection, he achieved function. While you followed ancient traditions, he improvised. The The Thoraxian blade takes 6 hours to form. The human needed 6 seconds. He paused. In combat, you rarely get 6 hours. Marcus returned to his position, still holding his crude spear. Around him, the other cadets looked at their elaborate creations with new uncertainty. The human hadn't won through superior technology or inherited advantages. He'd won by refusing to overcomplicate survival. Sometimes, Vexthor reflected, the most dangerous species wasn't the strongest or the fastest. It was the one that could turn anything into a weapon and call it good enough.